Everyone, this is BFX here, and I have some awesome gameplay and footage I'm going to bring you guys. It's going to be some Battlefield Hardline sneak preview, I guess you could say, or at the very least, before the game is going to launch, you guys are going to get to check out what I think of the game. Some of my gameplay, this was on PlayStation 4, so just be warned, it's not the best. I am not a console player. I've never professed to be a console player, and my aim is horrible. I repeatedly cursed myself underneath my breath because I was not able to use a mouse and keyboard. There were so many engagements that I could have just gone epically, amazingly ham on and wasn't able to do so. But then again, there were other people there at the event who were kind of in the same boat, so you know, can't really say much about it. But anyways, so this video is going to be my thoughts of various aspects of the game. We're going to be talking about first the general gameplay overview of it, what I think. I got a couple of points here that I'm going to be going over of what they've taken out, what they've added maybe from Battlefield 4 to Battlefield Hardline, what's going to make that better. One thing that I do want to remind you guys, this is all going to be from a competitive player slash caster's point of view. I do not like to play pubs very often, but so this is going to be coming from that particular mindset. 5v5 8v8 style gameplays where rules are going to be in set to try and control and manage the randomness and craziness of some of the games that kind of detract from what I would say is either skill or fun. Now, let's go right on into it. So, first of all, and I think this is the biggest improvement that Battlefield Hardline has made, and this is something that we've been asking for the last two games, for them to take out, remove, or reduce, and that is suppression. That is right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Suppression is gone. You can rejoice right now. I'll give you a moment, guys, just so you can be happy. Oh yeah, you were happy the whole time. So right now, as it stands, from what I was playing and what it feels like, there is absolutely no suppression elements within this game. The only thing that they have done is made a little bit of a tunnel vision effect, which you have seen in the latest beta, when you are getting shot at. Which, to be honest with you guys, when you are playing and you're in the heat of moment, you don't even see the tunnel vision effect. It doesn't even pop up, and a lot of times, if you're getting hit or anything, it doesn't even pop up. I'm not really sure exactly what requirements that have to happen within the game for that to pop up, if it's just that they all have to miss or whatever it is, but sometimes it didn't even pop up, and it doesn't really bug you. But there are no suppression mechanics in there, no blur, no random bullet deviation. Now, you guys may credit the feeling of the gunplay in the game to having better netcode. Now, I'm not saying that they haven't made changes to the netcode, but it's still, in my opinion, the same as Battlefield 4. The difference here, guys, is there is no random bullet deviation. You don't have to worry about when you are suppressed, all of a sudden your bullets are not going where your reticle says they should be going. They do this time. When you're going into a gunfight back and forth and that guy misses first, you do not start missing him and going all crazy everywhere. That makes a huge difference. I still got shot around a couple of walls in the beta. There was a couple of times on this particular gameplay where I would lay down or I would crouch behind cover, and my hitbox, my camera was back behind cover, but my hitbox was probably lagging just slightly behind me, and I still died. So I still have that going on, that effect, which it is very annoying, because especially when you're peeking corners. It's very annoying to have that actually happen to you. Hopefully they make some adjustments to the game, we can get rid of that, but it is a lot better than what it was in Battlefield 4. Going on with the suppression is the actual gunplay. The gunplay feels really good. I would say that it feels closest to Battlefield 3 right now. If you have really good recoil management, you will probably dominate in terms of the gunplay. It feels really good. The operator class is still the best class, has all of these guns. I shot every single one of the operators' weapons. Every single one of them I went through. They all have varying degrees of either rate of fire, or they have varying degrees of recoil. Now, my favorite gun out of the whole bunch was the G36. That thing was a laser beam. Now, it was probably my favorite and easiest to control, because I was on the PlayStation 4, and as I said before, I do not have any console good qualities about me at all. So that was interesting to have to try and bounce around and hold it on. But if you tap fire, if you have that recoil control, if you tap fire and you try your hardest not to just go full bore, balls to the wall, triggers down, then you are going to be able to do some massive damage to people downrange. Very, very, very exciting stuff. As far as the rest of the classes, the mechanic or the engineer class, very easy to control that weapon as well. Hipfire is great. Love the hipfire on those guns, but it is basically you have to stay up close. If you don't stay up close, you are going to die. The other two classes I really didn't play as much. You have the shotties, of course, with the enforcer class or the support class. Basically the same as in beta when they kind of made that little bit of tweak. And then the machine guns that they actually use, horrible. Could not use them on PlayStation 4 at all. Again, I don't know how well it's going to be on PC. I imagine it's going to be better, but still, I had to put them on single fire in order to use them at all. And then the recon kit, well, I mean, it's a sniper rifle and DMRs. Pretty self-explanatory there. I will say this, being able to have that secondary SMG makes the recon class very, very fun when you are in those tight corner spaces. So gunplay feels very, very good. Recoil seems even. I think they could add a little bit more recoil. That's just me. But I do think the damage is also really good as well. Next, talking about the Levolution. So you guys have seen on Downtown the Levolution effect that happened. Dust Bowl, the actual dust storm that comes through, kind of messes up your vision a little bit. There is not really a huge emphasis on Levolution from what I have seen. Not to say that really Battlefield 4 had a huge emphasis on it. I mean, there were some effects that did change gameplay. I mean, you had the flood on Flood Zone, which made it so that you absolutely had to do this ridiculous swimming around, and it just kind of killed the feeling of the game for me. And then you did have, what was it, on Siege of Shanghai, the dust that ended up settling once the building was down. So you do have you know, those type of moments in Hardline. Like I said, Dust Bowl, you have the dust coming in. Hollywood Heights, on that particular map, is the night map. You'll probably see it somewhere in this gameplay. The middle of the building actually falls down. Let's see, what else did I notice? On Glades, which is basically a big swamp, one of the oil fields that are on there kind of sinks into the ground once it explodes. And then you have, I believe it was on Downtown, you have the crane that still falls. They have toned down the screen shake on those effects, so that's pretty cool. I think they can tone down the screen shake even more, in my opinion. I don't like screen shake, and I think that should be taken out of games, because in my opinion, it detracts from the gameplay itself. But it is a lot better than what it was in that very first beta that did come out. So you got to give them props for that. I definitely like the fact, like I said before, emphasis not on the Levolution. It's there, but it doesn't really detract from the game. Doesn't add to it either. Player movement is pretty decent. I mean, it feels pretty much the same as what it was in beta. I think that I was a little bit thrown off because I was on PlayStation 4. The field of view is really horrible on PlayStation 4 on consoles to me. I didn't see a field of view slider on there, to be honest with you. I didn't look in the UI all that much. But on PC, it felt great in the beta. I imagine it's going to feel just about the same in the base game as well. So that's basically what I was thinking for the gameplay mechanics, the general feel of the game. It's good. It's going to be a fun game, guys. I think that this one is going to be a much more enjoyable than any of the previous games that we have had before. So maybe not Battlefield 3. I think Battlefield 3 was still pretty awesome to play, but definitely enjoyable. So anyways, guys, I hope that you did enjoy the video. We're going to be cutting it out, and we'll have more videos coming up here in the future. Will be about basically classes, and we're also going to be having some gadgets, modes, and my final thoughts video overall about competitive. So definitely stick around for that.